I've seen a lot of theories and discussions talking about what if Gear 5th Luffy was in Marineford, would Ace have survived? I think that's an obvious yes, because like that's basically 2 Yonkos with Shanks incoming. Like that would have been just enough time for them to save everybody, and I don't even think Whitebeard would have died. That's how broken I think Gear 5th Luffy is. But that's not the discussion for today. The discussion for today is, what if the Flame Emperor Sabo was there? Like not the Mera Sabo, but I guess it won't be the Flame Emperor, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. What if Sabo was in Marineford? You know what? This is the perfect time to take a break. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Enjoy. Before we begin, I have to go over my own personal headcanon so that you know where my biases are and everything, so that you understand where I'm coming from. Currently, with the Flame Mera no Mi, I have Sabo ahead of Luffy. Like, you might say I'm insane, but I have Sabo in my top 10. So I regard the Flame Emperor in high esteem, because I think even based on his feat and what he did in Marijoa, like nobody was doing that. His boss wasn't doing that. His boss was shriveling away in Kamabaka Kingdom. So that's where I have Sabo. You might call it as it is, like agree with me, or you might be wrong and disagree. But yeah, let's get into it. So you take away his Devil Fruit, you take away that, and you go back 2 years, he's still a Haki master. Like at that point, I believe his Haki ability should be about where it is at today. We know combat-wise, he was trained by Kuma as well as Dragon. So like he should be flawless in terms of combat as well as Haki, because I have Dragon as my top 1 or 2, minus Imo and the Gurusei. But like that's how high I see Dragon. So I would imagine he has taught his chief of staff a lot of Haki. Maybe he doesn't have Conqueror's Haki, but he definitely should have the other 2, like at an advanced level at the very least. Remember how he mistreated or manhandled Basil? Like he destroyed that guy. We haven't seen or heard from him since then. Like he is done. He is retired as a vice admiral. So that's what he can do to a vice admiral, let alone we bring him with the whole chaos that was going on in Marineford. I had him at that point, he was at the very least 2nd division commander, if not 1st division commander level. So I think if you take him and bring him there, so like that's basically having 2 Marcos at that point. And remember, in the Marineford War, Marco was basically handcuffed for a long time, so he wasn't able to use his Devil Fruit. So, but with Sabo, it's different, because Sabo had no Devil Fruit, and at that point, he could have run amok. And I'm pretty sure Sabo wouldn't have been going along with the chaos. He would have been him and Luffy, like together. He sees Luffy and he's like, all right, I'm gonna attach myself to Luffy. So the whole Akainu shenanigans wouldn't have happened. Akainu tell him, oh, your dad ain't worth shit. That wouldn't have happened, because Sabo would have held him in, like, let's just keep on going, ignore what he's saying, let's keep on moving. Even when Luffy fell down and he was like, oh my god, the Vivo card that Ace gave me, which was a stupid shit, don't mind, because you can literally see the dude is right beside you. Now you fucking killed him because, oh no, his Vivo card is on the floor. Sabo won't have allowed that, because he had a cooler head than both of them. And also, like, even if that was the case, I believe Sabo would have been able to hold Akainu for half a second, even though he would have been sent flying. But I think his Haki was strong enough that he will be able to tank at least 1 attack before Ace becomes a donut. So that's where I have Marineford ending, and like that would have bought just enough time with all the rest of the chaos, because like we know Jinbei was there buying time before Shanks came. So all of this, I think they would have made a beeline straight out of the island, and like Whitebeard would have probably stayed there, and I think that would have been the end of Whitebeard. Ace would have been the new head of the Whitebeard Pirates, because Whitebeard was trying to hold Marco. Like it was wrong of him to try to put Ace as the new captain, but that's neither here nor there. So to sum up, I think Whitebeard would have definitely been dead. Blackbeard would have gotten his power. Ace would have survived. Sabo would have survived. Luffy would have survived. I think it would have been overall a kumbaya moment. And the way it was structured, especially like let's say if Sabo joined when Luffy went all the way to Impel Down, I think Luffy going to Impel Down, if he met Sabo before then, Sabo wouldn't have allowed that situation to happen, because that was maniac behavior. They would have planned it and strategized a lot more. But let's say they all arrived at the same time. Whitebeard shows up, Luffy shows up from Impel Down with Buggy and the clowns, and now Sabo shows up also. Even if he doesn't show up with any revolutionary and he just pulls up alone, I think it's safe to bet that Sabo would have made it out with Ace and Luffy. So yeah, that's what I think. Let me know if you also subscribe to that below, that belief down below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thumbs out.